everyone, and welcome to John Talks Indian Cinema. I am your Indian Cine-MANIAC, back with another 10ish-minute review off the viewer recommended list. You guys know how much I appreciate you guys recommending films. And just so you know, I have a list of films that I'm watching. I think there's about 12 of them. I'm working through that list. And as you make recommendations now, I'm adding to a different list. And then I'll pick another 10 or whatever the number is. So I might not get to it right away, but know that it's on the list and I will get to it, okay? There's only so many hours in a day. I'm watching as many movies as I can. Trust me on that one. Also, if there's a trailer you want me to react to, I'm starting to have some fun with that. And those seem to get a lot of traction. Feel free to drop that in the comment section, because those, for the most part, are pretty easy to do. Excuse me. Although I just did one that I had to break up into 30-second chunks because it kept hitting me with a copyright. It was the first one I really had an issue with since I've been doing them. So hopefully it won't be an issue. But the film that I am going to be doing a 10ish-minute review on was recommended by at Ashan Malik 6879. Is that a 79? Wait a minute. I got to get this right. I can't even read my own writing. Could be 6878. I'm not sure. Let's see. It's not even close. Wait, let's try that again. At Ashan Malik 8664. 8664. So where the heck did I get 6878? Ashan, I apologize for that. I don't know why I transposed those numbers. But anyway, he recommended, I assume it's a he. I don't know why I'm assuming it's a he. And this stars Salman Khan, who you guys know I am a big fan of. Don't think he's the greatest actor in the world. I do think he's got a great presence, great action star. And I've been watching a bunch of his films. But Tiger, I saw the whole Tiger series, Sultan. And the one I just reviewed, I can't even remember the name of it because I don't want to mispronounce it. But it was, I loved it. And I thought it was his best acting performance that I've seen anyway. And that film is, I'm going to tell you what that film is any second now. The film is Barangi Baijan. Loved him in that movie. Excuse me. This film from 2019 is Bharat. It's directed by Ali Abbas Zafar. It stars Salman Khan, Katrina Kaif. You guys know I've got a little thing for Katrina Kaif, and I've seen her in a lot of stuff. Doom 3, Merry Christmas, EK the Tiger. I think the first thing, I'm trying to think of the first, Doom 3 might have been the first thing I saw her in, or The Thugs of Hindostan. She's quite a dancer. It's quite lovely, actually. Tabu, who I am a huge fan of, who has a cameo in this. And I've seen her in Drishyam and Hanhoon Crew. Sunil Grover, who's in Jawan, Ganjini, and also Jackie Shroff, who was in Brothers, Devdas, and Singham Again. This film is dedicated to fathers and mothers. The story is pretty simple. A young boy, and if I'm understanding the riots that this was a part of, this was during partition, I believe, and there was riots in their village, and I'm not quite sure where they were. Gunyan Mirpur, I think that's what it is. And there's mobs, there's riots, and everyone's trying to get out of there. So they're all taking a train, which is, his father is the rail master. So him, his wife, and 3 children are all trying to board this train. And in the process of boarding the train, Bharat's sister, who's hanging on his back, falls off. And Bharat's now this is a flashback, so Bharat's a young kid. He's holding by the sleeve. The sleeve tears. The girl goes down into the crowd. And he's calling out for her, can't find her. the father realized what happened, he gets off the train. He gives Bharat his watch and says, no matter what, take care of the family and go to this shop. Go to this shop. We have family there. And the story is about Bharat honoring the promise he made to his father to take care of his family. That's the story. That really is the story. And it flashes back in time and advances. So he goes from, that young boy to 70 years old. It's his 70th birthday. And the thing they did with the age, like I read articles on this that they use prosthetics. And I don't know if I saw any prosthetics, but like when he's 70, he definitely, look, Salman Khan is a big dude. And he didn't look 70 like his body. They covered him up. But what he did do was they put facial hair on him, they grayed up his hair a little bit, and he did soften his voice a little bit. And I thought he was pretty good as the older character. And they same thing with Katrina Kaif. They didn't put prosthetics to make her seem so much older because they meet when they're in their 20s and they're together till I think they get married when he's 72. But they didn't go overboard with old age makeup. And you think about someone between 60 and 70, they don't age like, it's not like an elderly person. As someone who's 60 years old, trust me on that, okay? Our hair gets a little grayer, our face gets a little fuller, but we don't look that different, okay? So I kind of like that. But it was and it's a series of adventures of this character as he is trying to fulfill the promise to his father. And the conclusion of the film is he's trying to, with the help of his not his wife, because they never get married, his girlfriend. They are going to reunite families who were separated during the partition, like him, because his hope is he can find his father or his sister. And the conclusion of the film is he reconnects with his sister, who's played by Tabu, and the scene is just a heart. It was a beautiful, emotional scene. It really was. Now, I will say my one little critique is they kind of milked the reconnecting of the families a little too long, I thought. So it did start to take away from it was like the end of the other movie, Bargenia, whatever it's called, with the little girl, which I was bawling my eyes out. I didn't do that here, but it was very, very emotional. And of course, you've got an actress of Tabu's stature who it's all in the eyes. And it was beautiful. It really was. And then the conclusion is the ghost of his father saying, "Oh, you did what you promised. You fulfilled your promise to me." And of course, played by Jackie Shroff. And that was a beautiful scene too, because of progress, the little shop that is such an important part of his life, his entire life, they're going to tear down. And the father saying, "It's okay. You did what you were supposed to do." And that really was the story. Now I'll get to some things within the story. So I'm going to give the story a 4. It was a unique story. I thought, I hadn't seen anything quite like this before. It didn't seem to be a ripoff of an homage of any other films. So yeah, I think the story was a 4. Now, as far as the performances, look, I've said this before. This was it was probably like when you think of Salman Khan in his type of roles, it was probably like 50% of the film was that. And the other 50 was a much more, I think, nuanced performance. A good one. I thought he was very good. It wasn't, it wasn't the typical, I think, Salman Khan. So I like that. I thought Katrina Kaif was great, playing a strong, independent woman that the whole movie calls her ma'am. In fact, I don't, did they give her a name? Yeah, Kamud. They never called her that, or Kamud. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. They never called her that. They only called her ma'am for the entire film. But she was strong, she was tough. And then there were scenes where, she's so beautiful and she's such a great dancer that, she puts on this beautiful sari because she's always wearing like a jumpsuit or jeans because she's a top person on this job site. I think it was Pakistan. I'm not sure. Um, that they're all working on, and she's in charge, and she's tough, and she in fact she asks Bharat to marry her, and he's like, "What?" And he turned it down because he's got to take care of his family. So, and I also thought his best friend was really a really good character in this, and that was, uh, I think it was Sunil Grover. I think that's who played that, right? That was his friend. I think it was. Um, but he was really good in this, and he was the comic relief, obviously. But there were some real serious scenes. So I'm going to give the performances a 4. I thought they were excellent. I really did. The music, there was a lot of music in this. And there was one particular number that I absolutely loved. Um, so the first song was at his 70th birthday party, right? He's the older guy. Now they flash back. Now, as he gets a little older, first, a lot of scenes of him as a kid. Very funny scenes, by the way. Then he ends up working at the Russian circus as a stunt guy. And they do this huge song at the circus called It's Full of Glitz and Glam. And he comes out looking like the greatest performer of all time, Elvis Presley. Thank you. Thank you very much. He comes out dressed just like him. And I said, okay, that already added a point to whatever I thought about this movie. And that was a big production. And it was great. Very colorful. At one point he looks at, he's dancing like Elvis. He's got the collar up. He's wearing the sunglasses. It was really cool. Second song, they're at the oil rig job. Third song, okay. So this is where they glam up Katrina Kaif, and she looks gorgeous. And the song is Sweet Like Honey. But in this song, they switch to all different locations. They switch to a desert. Then at one point they're walking on water, and she just looks beautiful. Now this also led, and I'm jumping around a little bit, but it led to they get work in a tunnel underground because they get more money if they do that. And I have to tell you, the collapse of that tunnel, that scene was really good. Well done. Scary, right? And I won't lie to you, there was 2 scenes that kind of give you goosebumps. One is he gets knocked out by this giant rock, and you think he's going to die, but he's not because he's going to save everybody. And he takes his shirt off. Why? Because he's Salman Khan. And he's dragging these carts with survivors in slow motion down the track, right, with this music going, and he's going to save them. And then the next scene is, they all think they're dead and they're not going to go down with the elevator. Well, all of a sudden the elevator comes up out of the ground, and they all come walking out, and that was an awesome scene. The music is going because he's a big hero, and they all start Bharat, Bharat, Bharat. I love that. Fourth song at a wedding, an engagement. And him and Ma'am broke up, but he keeps seeing her at this wedding, like with a mustache, as different people. And then she actually shows up. Fifth song is at a brothel. Yeah. I wonder. And then during that scene, he sees Ma'am in a wedding dress, looking beautiful, I have to tell you. And then the last song is during the wedding, and it ends with a wedding photo. So I liked the music. I thought the music was good. I think almost like there was a scene with pirates taking. He works for the Merchant Marine because they need the money, right? So the pirates take over, and they're like Somali pirates or African. I think they were African, and it's a pretty scary scene, right? All of a sudden, they start talking about Amitabh Bachchan. In fact, I got to do back up because there was a scene at the circus where one of the performers comes out of an egg, And there's a guy in the audience watching, and he's looking at it like he really liked that. Well, of course, that's Amitabh Bachchan doing that in a movie, and they were suggesting that the guy in the audience was Amitabh Bachchan, a young Amitabh Bachchan. But it was funny when the pirates are going, Amitabh Bachchan, sing like him, sing like him, and they did. Now they do this dance number in the boat. So now they're not going to rob them. They give their money back because they found a connection with Indian cinema. They must be Indian Cine-MANIACs now that I think of it. I gave the music a 4, right? Yeah, I think I gave it a 4. Overall, and I have to tell you, I read some reviews on this, and people did not like this film. A lot of people, and I have to say that I really liked it. It was interesting. I think he's such an easy guy to watch. He's so likable. Now there was one scene where as an older guy, they're trying to get him to sell his property, but he won't. And 4 guys go to beat him up, and this 70-year-old just takes him apart. Yeah, that was a little silly, but it was an action scene for him, so he looked good doing it as an older guy. But overall, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm a big Salman Khan fan, not for the same reasons as I am like Fafa or Amir Khan or even Siddiqui. Those guys, and I hope this doesn't come across as bad, but those guys are actors, okay? Like chameleons. They inhabit roles. Salman Khan doesn't do that. And I am not criticizing that. He's good at what he does. And in this film, in the last film I reviewed, I think some of the best performance I've seen him do. Now, I haven't seen a ton of his stuff. Like the stuff I've seen is the 3 Tiger films and Sultan, which I thought he was great in too. But a lot of action stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed the film. And I'm looking forward to more Salman Khan films like Sikandar. I just recorded a trailer reaction for that. That was an editing nightmare because I kept getting copyright hits. But I enjoyed it. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. And let me know what you think about it in the comment section. I would appreciate that. And if you're new to the channel, because again, our milestone is 400, and we are very, very close. And by the time this airs, we might have already hit it. Okay. And I say we, because we are the Cine-MANIAC, Indian Cine-MANIAC community. And it's only because of you guys that people are getting to know this channel, because you're sharing the videos. YouTube doesn't push it out. I've said that a million times. I have one request, 2 requests actually, because most of you don't watch till the end. So I'm going to start doing a secret word. Okay. I'm going to start doing a secret word to know if you're watching up until this point, and all you got to do is put it in the comment section. So the secret word today is Green Goblin. Green Goblin. That's the secret word. Now, the other request I have is, so I do a video, and it gets, some of them, like the trailer reactions, are getting a lot of views and a lot of likes, but one of them had over 4,000 views, but only 50 likes. And I do a video, a review, and there's 600 views, and there's 10 likes. So listen, I hate begging like this, but it makes such a difference. So as you watch these, please hit the like button. It does make a difference, okay? And that's it. I'm not going to beg any more than that. But that's all I have today. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section, okay? All right, we'll talk to you soon on John Talks Indian Cinema with another 10ish-minute review. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
Zooby-dooby, nache kyun pagal stupid man. Zooby-dooby, pampara, zooby-dooby, param-pam. Zooby-dooby, nache kyun